You know, I don't want any letters after my name. I want numbers after my name. Who agrees? Believe me, qualifications do not impress me, okay? You know, I have a PhD in financial results. And I say that with confidence because what I do actually works. So the system will keep you in a trance by numbing you, by creating a brain fog situation, and you become institutionalized. And think of this, right? So you've got this education, you've got the media, that is all negativity, and then you have your parents. We all love our parents, do we? Look, let me tell you right now, nobody really cares about you, okay? Your parents are biologically programmed to actually like you. Think about this, right? Education. They're just spending our taxpayers. The media, they don't really care. It's negativity. They serve the system. This institutionalized thought. So my question to you is, who's the most qualified person in the world? We are. This situation we have right now, when you rely on somebody else but yourself, what are you doing? You're automatically disempowering yourself, yes or no? When you are physically reliant on somebody else to pay you at the end of the week, what are you actually doing? You are giving up control. See, you're allowing some other individual out there to draft a screenplay of your life, to draft the circumstances of your life. And when you rely on somebody else, you have lost all control. You know? And our parents were part of the same system too. Educate your children, because right now, in a spiritual sense, they're an absolute asset. But realistically, they're a liability, yes or no? They're a financial liability, but turn a liability into a what? An asset. Why? Because have them develop a faculty of thinking as opposed to being a warehouse of facts. Who agrees? Did you know it's been scientifically proven that a person is lucky enough to think twice a year? And that's usually in a time of an emergency. Why? Because you do the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different what? Outcome. It's called the law of diminishing intent. Right now, people are saying this is a buyer's market. This is an opportunity market. Because the best thing that can happen to you right now, it may sound weird, but for you to lose your job, it's the best thing that's going to happen. And if you ever lost your job, do something so you lose your job. No? Get creative over here. But what I'm saying is it's an opportunities market right now. Because when something happens, you start to do what? You think. You have this faculty of thinking, which the system just siphons the life out of you. It's like you're connected to a battery and then bang. Think. There's so many different opportunities out there. There really, really is. If you have individuals who live in fear of money, fear in debt, the fear of debt, you see, capitalism will have you embrace debt. Why? For credit cards, personal loans, mortgages. Now, if you have all these debt, now you serve the what? You serve the system. The fear of losing your house, the fear of losing your job becomes a burden, doesn't it? So what do? You play the game. And that's what capitalism does. Capitalism will ensure that you will always be in debt for the rest of your life. And think of this. You've gone to school, been taught irrelevant data that will not even furnish your life. You've been spat out as a taxpayer. By the way, in some countries, tax is actually illegal because governments borrow money and they have to pay interest on their money. Guess where they get the money to service a debt? It's called tax. See, the system, capitalism, has us continually in debt. So we pay the credit cards, the personal loans, the mortgages, the school fees, the utilities, we pay tax. It just drains you. Why? Because it keeps you active as a worker for the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Effectively, you're working in a job, you've done it 1 year, but you just repeat it 40 times over. And you're working hard enough at work so you don't get sacked, and the employer will pay you just enough so you don't quit. Who follows? It's that same cycle. You are now a business. If you have not created a business yet, I suggest you do so right now. You are in the business of being you. Your identity is you, your business, your corporation. So from now on, your corporation is your operations account over here. And this here is purely a cash account. And this is what you live off. By the way, no credit card here. This is simply a debit card. So the first 30% in your wealth account for investment purposes. Next over here, your operations account. I'm going to leave the percentages up to you. but this is imperative. So you start with that. Allocate money to your operations account to run your business, to run your corporation.